Good evening and welcome to our 68th meeting of the Jacksonville Environmental and Appearance Advisory Committee. My name is Grace Hallbrick and I would like to call to order the meeting. We have the agenda in front of us. If the members have reviewed it, if we can have a motion.
I move that we adopt the agenda for tonight.
Yes.
Motion.
Okay. Second. Thank you very much. We can vote. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Those opposed? Thank you. The agenda has been adopted. Next, we have our minutes. Those were also provided for you. If we can have a motion to adopt the minutes.
I make a motion that we adopt the minutes as presented.
Thank you.
Second, Rose Adams.
Thank you, Rose. And if we can have a committee vote, please. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Opposed? The minutes have been approved. Thank you. Adopted. Next, the members, if you can see in front of you, we have a Canon 8 of the City of Jacksonville Ethics Policy and a signature form. If you could please, at the end of the meeting, please sign and give that back to Chelsea. At the end, we would appreciate that. Thank you. Next, tonight, we have Tracy Jackson with the Director of Neighborhood Improvement Services. Tracy?
Good evening, everyone. Just wanted to come before you all and share some things that we have and programs that we have within Neighborhood Improvement Services. I'm Tracy Jackson. I'm the Director of Neighborhood Improvement Services, and I have some staff members here that's going to share with you some resources just in case there are some needs in your communities. So the first program that I want to share is we have a residential rehab program. We get HUD dollars from the federal government, and our CDBG funds, which is Community Development Block Grant funds, will cover these programs. So the residential rehab program, you have to live within the city limits of Jacksonville. We cannot, unfortunately, repair mobile homes, but if you still need that resource, we have resources of other agencies that will be able to help you do that. And just wanted to share that this is not a renovation program, this is a rehab program. So that means that we're going to look at your 5 major components, which includes your roof, your electrical, your plumbing, your HVAC, and of course the foundation. So if you just want some brand new cabinets, or if you just want windows that, if your windows still work and you just want brand new windows, this program is not that program. We want to make sure that we do the repairs that's going to make your house safe, sanitary, decent, and so that you can sustain and live in your house. We also have a program to eliminate slum and blight. Our demolition program, we are part of the Clean and Green initiative with the city, so we will offer structures that, voluntarily people will come and say, please tear down this structure for us. We look at that as an opportunity to partner with Jacksonville Fire Department so that they can have training opportunities. Usually it's hard for them to find structures that they can train in, whether they burn it or whether or not they just go in and practice on getting inside the building safely. Sometimes they will organize a statewide event, and that's a valuable training that the state, other firefighters and organizations across the state will also take advantage of. And also, finally, I just wanted to bring your attention to, this is hurricane season, and right now we have about 5 tropical waves that are out there. And this community, of course, we remember Hurricane Florence, and some people are still recovering from that. But just want to educate the public about the insurance requirements, and in order to access even my residential rehab program, wanted to remind you, if you have damages because of a storm, the first thing that you will need to do if you do not have adequate insurance is you need to go to FEMA. So whenever they have those FEMA events and they have those FEMA meetings, make sure that you go. And they will ask you to fill out a form for the Small Business Administration. I know a lot of people say they do not want a loan. I don't want a loan. I can't afford a loan. But unfortunately, you have to go through that process because the federal government would not allow me to do duplications of benefits. So I need, in order for you to come to me to get some assistance, then you still have to go to FEMA. You have to fill out the application. You have to get notification that you were denied or that you were approved. Because if you come and you had storm-related damage, I'm going to have to ask for that documentation. And if you don't have it, I won't be able to assist you. So a lot of people, they turn down the opportunity and still need that assistance. And then when it's too late and FEMA is gone from the area, then I won't be able to assist. So just want to educate. Of course, insurance is it's a necessity, but it can be an expensive necessity. So we do understand, about people maybe not having some adequate insurance. But that's why we're here. We're here to offer that gap in, those who need assistance. And to access our programs, be sure to just call the number 910-938-5286. Those are the three things that I wanted to go over, but we also have other programs that staff members are going to go through. So,
That number one more time, please.
910-938-5286.
Thank you.
Tracy, I have a question on the demolition program for blight. How many have we done, say, in the last 5 years? And is it normally a contractor making the request or a private homeowner?
As far as the demolitions, usually it's private-owned properties. They can come in and say, I would like to. They will come in and say, I would like to have the city demolish my structure. It's a $10,000 grant. So if they come and voluntarily want their property demolished, we will make arrangements for that to happen. Of course, we have to get an owner's authorization and all of that, and all the owners have to sign off on it. But once we get the okay, then we move forward with all of the processes as far as getting the test for asbestos. And then we also send that structure over to the fire department to see how they want to use it. Because I know they don't usually burn in the summer because of the heat, but it may be something to where they can still cut in the roof and, do that kind of training.
So is it done fairly often, or do people utilize this program?
Well, we have completed for the last 10 years about 160 demolitions. I hate to say it, but we're running out of structures to demolish, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We're starting to work on some commercial properties that we work with those owners as well, and we have a program for the commercial properties as well.
And is it $10,000 per occurrence, or?
$10,000 per occurrence.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Tracy. Next, we have Jonathan Lancaster with the Code Enforcement Violations and Community Toolkit Program. Jonathan?
Yes, ma'am. I'm Officer Lancaster with the City of Jacksonville. One of the main things we do is high grass and weeds, trash and debris, and junk vehicles. The high grass and weed ordinance is anything 8 inches on the average for the property. Trash and debris is any kind of accumulation of debris, lumber, metals, or anything other. Junk vehicles, if it's damaged, wrecked, and inoperable, and on the private property with no current tags, it's not allowed within the City of Jacksonville. And then the Community Toolkit Program, for anyone who's having issues or we have a case on, they have the opportunity to come and apply for a lawnmower, a weed eater, and a rake to help abate it so that we don't have a case against them.
Question on the code enforcement. Does the department have any kind of an online process where a citizen can go online and make a request or make a complaint, and then, almost like an IT desk request, it goes through the process and you can see if it's progressing, if it's been
Yes, ma'am.
handled?
Actually, just recently, they added it on under the city government. They could go on there and actually put in the request online.
Okay, this is through the website, or
Yes, ma'am. City of Jacksonville.
is it NeoGov? Is it a NeoGov platform?
On the public website for City of Jacksonville.
I have a question, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I walk around my neighborhood now, I'm exercising in the neighborhood, and I've noticed a couple of vehicles. One does not look like a junk vehicle, and it doesn't have a license tag. Should all the vehicles on property, should they have a license tag on them?
It does not require to be currently tagged if it's on private property. If it's in the street, it does require to be tagged.
Okay. And I've also seen a vehicle that has been on Greenbrier Drive. It has been there about a month, and it hasn't been moved. It's near Greenbrier and, what's that street? I can't think of it. But it's been there a long time, so, and it hasn't moved, because I do a lot of walking and observing.
Does it appear to be damaged or wrecked?
No.
Does it have grass growing around it?
No, it's parked on the street.
Oh, it's parked on the street and doesn't have a current tag on it?
It has a tag on it.
Is it current?
I don't know. I didn't look that close.
We will patrol and see if we can find the vehicle. Do you know what color it is?
I can't think, what.
Yeah, a good one to probably do afterwards to ask questions.
Yes, I was going to say, we can do it offline if you all think that you all may have some potential code violations. We can do that after the meeting.
So, Jonathan, what will happen is you guys will get the request that someone has given, and then you guys go out and investigate it and go on the process.
Yes, we do. We go, after we get the request, either through phone call, emails, now we have an online process. We go out, investigate, and validate whether if the complaint is invalid or it is a complaint. If it is a valid complaint, we'll try to grant a courtesy and speak to the owner and educate them on the city ordinances. Because I know a lot of people don't know about them. So we try to educate first before we move to a violation.
I just saw the street. It's on Greenbrier, and it's right before you get to Pine Valley Road.
10-4.
Is that Scott?
Yeah, to come to, beg your pardon?
It's not Scott, is it?
No.
Okay.
No, I know, because I've been out there a long time.
So does the person making the complaint receive any follow-up, or?
If they choose to, we can, yes.
So now when the grass is longer than 8 inches, you guys take care of it, get it mowed, and then the owner gets the bill, or how does that go?
So once we go out, we try to grant a courtesy if there's someone there to speak to. If it's a vacant lot, we'll have to send out a notice of violation. After the notice is sent out, they have 10 days to respond. If it's not done within 10 days, then we move and get a warrant, and we have a mow rotation program, and they hire a contractor. The contractor will come out and they'll cut it. And then it gets sent in to the finance department, and they do get billed for it.
So they're not using city services to?
No, ma'am. Private contractors.
Good.
And then I know with the Neighborhood Improvement Services Department, if someone you know wants to get on the mowing rotation program, they can get with them.
I have a question regarding residential job sites. Is there a requirement for them to be kept in an orderly fashion, or we have several downtown that are like a train wreck?
That one I am not 100% sure.
No.
I'll have to look into that one.
Well,
So is it like a construction zone?
No, it's residential properties that are being renovated. And there's materials all over the place, there's dumpsters overflowing, it's,
Well, if there's trash and debris, then that's a violation of city code.
I'll show you a picture, they got it in a raised cart in front of the house.
All righty then.
But it seems like if it's on their private property, they have a lot of leeway.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hard for you to really.
Yes.
Yeah, you would have to look at it and gauge it.
Yeah.
You can
But like I
put somebody
said,
on
one of the main things we do is we try to engage and educate. And if it's someone who's a repeat offender, we'll just send out a notice violation the second and third time.
Any more questions?
May I please have your phone number, sir?
Yes, ma'am. It is 910-938-5210.
5210. Thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much.
Not a problem.
I have
Thank
a
you.
question.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Jonathan, can you give us a case scenario when you've exhausted all of your measures to mitigate a certain code and violation and you have to go to court? Have you ever had to do that before?
Not yet.
Okay, that's great.
Was the problem resolved?
I haven't had a case that.
I can share. We did have a case where we had to go to court, and it was a organized effort throughout the different departments with code enforcement, streets, with sanitation, and we ended up going, after we got that court order, we ended up going to the residents and manpower, the city resources. We physically removed all of the trash and debris and got that area under control. It's still being monitored, but we did abate most of the code enforcement violations. And then as far as the expense of that, lien was put onto that property to where that property owner still had to pay for all of the resources that the city used to abate that.
And the court order was to allow you to go onto that
That's
property.
correct. And we also had police out
I
there.
remember that one.
You should have made an example. Did you make an example?
No, this was a private citizen, we try to be respectful.
Before my time.
Well, thank you. Next, we have Housing Initiative Program with Pamela Tracton.
Good evening, and thank you for inviting us here to talk about our different programs. So I am Pamela Tracton, Senior Neighborhood Improvement Service Coordinator. And tonight I am here to talk to you about our housing initiative, which is a great opportunity for those that you know are interested in becoming homeowners who did not think it was possible to become a homeowner. Our job and our mission is to show that it can be done. The first thing that we do is we do have housing classes. We have a homebuyer education class. That class is $25 per person. We have them quarterly. Our next one is scheduled September 7th. They are on Saturdays from 8 to 5 p.m. We also have a money management course. That class is free. That is the one class that everybody needs to come to. Everybody. I always tell people when they're like, oh, I don't need money management, I challenge them. I say, just come to the class one time and let me know what your thoughts are. At the end of the class, it never fails. Somebody will say, I did not know that. So it's beneficial for everyone to still come. Our next class for money management is June 15th, next Saturday, from 9 to 12 p.m. Both classes are held at the Jacksonville station, which is the new transportation building right on Marine Boulevard across from KFC. That's where we host the classes at. To register for those classes, you would call our office at 910-938-5286. Once you've completed the classes, the next step that you would take is to actually do a one-on-one counseling session with myself or with Ms. Tracy Jackson. We have the honor of being a HUD-approved housing counseling agency, and we went through the process of being certified to be able to talk to people one-on-one about their credit, about their finances, and to get them mentally prepared to become homeowners. The one-on-one sessions will allow us to look at their credit score. If their credit is not where it needs to be, which most times they're looking at 640 if you need down payment assistance, or it could be 600. So if their credit score is not where it needs to be, then we look at what are the factors that's holding it back. Then we come up with an actual work plan of what they need to do to get their credit to the 640, which is the preferred number. Then we also talk about how to have their savings together. What does it mean to become a homeowner? What does it mean to go through the process? Having funds available before you even move into the home. So that way they become more of an informed buyer and a homeowner that not only did we work hard to get you in the house, but we want to make sure that you stay in the home. And that way we can avoid foreclosure options. Because we also do post-purchase counseling, which means that you've already purchased a home, but now you have questions about how to maintain the home, how to stay in the house, or you've ran into financial setbacks. And now you need assistance, because the one thing that we teach is sometimes when something happens, you don't want to answer that phone call. Well, we teach the first thing you need to do is call them first. Don't run from them, but go ahead and make that phone call, because a lot of times there's something available for you that you may not know was available. And by doing such, we have 2 houses currently that are up for construction. So if you drive on Cox Avenue, it's 112 and 114 Cox Avenue. Both of those homes are constructed at this point exteriorly. The inside, you'll see the walls aren't in yet, but they're on their way. So you'll be able to see that those 2 houses are currently available for our low moderate income persons. That's one of the main requirements, is those that we help must meet the low moderate income guidelines. We have them on our website, jacksonvillenc.gov/NIS. And each year they do update. So if somebody is outside of income guidelines this year, they may qualify next year. It just all depends on when they look at it. But we do have those homes available. The great thing about it is it provides us an opportunity to do down payment assistance. We've also, through the HUD Housing Counseling Agency, the partnership with North Carolina Housing allows us to tap into additional down payment funds. Earlier this year, we were able to help a buyer do down payment assistance with North Carolina Housing, and they were able to move into their house with $65,000 in assistance. So those are, great opportunities that we can tap into. It's not a quick process, but it is a process that you'll enjoy the journey of moving into your home. So we have those 2 homes on Cox Avenue, and then we will be doing construction on Ann Street, which is downtown by Infinite Prague High School. The lots are directly across from the high school. So we'll have 2 new homes that will go there as well. So that's 4 buyers that we are looking for currently, and more to come. But those are great opportunities that we make happen within the housing program. Another program that we did was in Country Club Vilas, where we were able to purchase 5 units, completely rehab those units from where they were burned units, turned them around, and made it affordable to low moderate income persons, that the city actually holds the mortgage on those 5 units. And so that was another opportunity that we made available for those that did not think homeownership was possible. Now, as much as we talk, as much as we push out the flyers in classes, I always ask, how did you hear about the program? And the first thing they say is, somebody told me. So now I'm challenging everyone around the table to share the information, because someone made the perfect statement that if they're looking to purchase a house, or if they're looking to get their finances together, sometimes the city is not the first person that comes to mind. So that's where it's somebody knows somebody, knows somebody, knows somebody, and everyone pushes that information. So now I have, about 10 more people that can be our sounding board for our housing program that we have.
And I also wanted to share that I did print out the HUD income limits before I got here today. So for a person, household, for one person, a single person, you cannot make more than $42,700. For a family of 4, you cannot make more, the household income cannot be more than $60,950. Those are kind of like our indicators. So you can go to, Pam shared the website information, you can go to the website. That's just to give you a ballpark figure of whether or not you think you can qualify for our programs.
Pam, a question?
Yes, ma'am.
The structures on Cox, what is the retail value of one of those structures?
Right now, we have not finalized the total price on it, only because we're looking at how much goes in from the infrastructure to the cost of material as well. But our ultimate goal is to make them affordable. Looking at the private market in itself, right now, there's not any starter home prices. Our goal with these houses is to make them that starter home availability, because we want to make it affordable for them.
So we...
Not yet.
Okay.
But once we do have it available, we'll be doing the marketing for it. We did an initial, hey, this is coming, so then we'll be doing some update marketing too.
Okay, and how are the contractors or the builders selected for these
I'm
programs?
glad you asked. Because we are actually looking for more builders. We do a request for qualifications. With the request for qualification, it'll go out through BidNet. It'll also go out, so if you have builders that are interested in building affordable houses, because understanding that the prices that these homes are going to sell for are not at regular retail. So they're not going to make the normal profit that they would in the private market. Right. So the builder has to be willing to do that great home of heart.
Yes.
It's got to be the feel-good, a passion to provide affordable housing,
But,
because that profit margin is not going to be wide.
Yeah, but we are going to send out, our contract specialist is currently going through the documents now, and we'll have a request go out hopefully within the next few days, next week by Wednesday. And so that request will be sent out via BidNet, and then those that know builders that be willing to work with the city of Jacksonville, they will submit their documents. A lot of times what we're looking for is pretty much their builder resume. And then from there, they will submit their floor plans. Floor plans we're looking at is anywhere from $1,100 to about $1,500, because we know that we have to identify that price market for them. But once they submit all their documents, then we want to be able to have those floor plans available, contacts with the builder. So as the buyers start coming in, they can select which floor plan they want to work with.
So they get options.
Yes, ma'am.
Question.
Yes,
How
sir.
you doing?
How you doing?
All right. The requirements, do they have to go to the city first? Do they have to start with HUD or the federal government or the state before they come to you? Or how does that work? The order, if someone's trying to apply for this.
The buyer?
Yes.
They would start with us.
Okay.
That's the best way for them. If they end up going through a realtor or a lender, 9 times out of 10, they still end up coming to us. If we can get them first, that will allow us to do the one-on-one counseling sessions. So that way we understand exactly what they're looking for, what their goals are. If they do not already have a lender partnership or a realtor relationship, then we have lenders that have worked with our program, have done our classes. We also have realtors that have done our classes as well, so they're familiar with the process. But we are not adverse to teaching and training those that are interested in helping buyers.
Great. Good, thanks.
And it's a part of the Housing Counseling Agency. They are required to come in and get at least 8 hours of one-on-one housing counseling.
And are these houses normally 3 bedrooms,
Yes.
2 baths, or 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths?
2 baths, so 3 bedrooms,
Okay,
2 baths, 2 full baths. No carpet in the homes, upgrade with cabinets. So the same care that went into revitalizing the downtown build, same that would be placed in. So it's not a matter of low, moderate income person coming in and they're going to get the cheap of the cheap or the worst of the worst. It is no, we want that first-time home buyer to still experience a great home. And when you're driving through a neighborhood, the vision should not be, oh, that person is low income. So we wanted to go in. Tracy's a tree hugger. So sometimes we had those same conversations. I was like, that tree should come down. She's like, no.
Work around it.
But I mean, it plays, but it's a great standpoint because the home that we did on Queens Avenue, while the construction was being done, I knew where to go every time I went to go check on the house. And then when the construction was done, I drove past the house like 2 times. I had to back up. So
Because there was a tree there. It fit into the streetscape.
So yes, you know, and that's what it is whatever the streetscape is, we want the houses to blend in naturally, so that way nobody feels ostracized by being there.
So Pam, the 3 things they need to do is take the housing class.
Yes, ma'am.
Then take the money management class.
Yes, ma'am.
And then do the one-on-one counseling with you and Tracy.
Yes, ma'am.
And we'll get you started.
Yeah. Great. Thank you. That's awesome. I know I helped someone get into one years ago, like 15 years ago, and it was a great house, and they were so appreciative that they could be in a neighborhood and have everything like everybody else. And you couldn't tell, like you said,
Right.
that it was different.
Awesome.
Yes. Is there any questions? Any more questions? If there's no more questions, our next meeting will be Thursday, August 1st at 6 p.m. And after that, it will be October 3rd and December 5th. Yes, Jason?
I would like to say thank y'all for Arbor Day. It was a very good success. I thought it was a great, there was a lot of involvement with the kids. I thought the scene was wonderful. And I do appreciate all the attendance and everything that went out there. We finished up watering. We've done everything we can do to keep the trees alive. So hopefully we're on the right track for helping them with their courtyard. But I did want to recognize that, okay?
It was a good day.
It was very nice.
Very good.
A lot of kids participated.
And you and your crew did an outstanding job out there.
And all the parents there too. It was good. It was good.
Yeah, I think they're proud.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
good.
And what was interesting to know, so many kids never did it in the showing. And the one that knew, they was front and center. They were showing the other kids, you do it this way,
That's
you do it that way. But just to think, a child has never even picked up a shovel or to know what it means to plant a tree.
Oh, wow.
True. They were there.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Well, if we have no more discussion, then we're looking for a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
The meeting is adjourned. Second. Thank you.